folks, a couple of other people who are here, and they just walked in. Sorry. Come on over here, Jim Wallis.
Anybody in here?
Yes, they do. They let anybody. That's what I'm about to ask about you.
Well, when the Bible talks about spiritual warfare, that's what we're in right now. This is more than just politics. In fact, if racism is America's original sin, Donald Trump has become the chief tempter of the sin. You can repent sin or you can tempt it. And he's not running on issues, not running on his so-called successes. He's running on race.
Got to ask you, we just talked about it with my panel. Bobby Bowden, the other Trump rally, I guess it was last night or the day before yesterday, said when you put Trump and God together, that equals the majority.
Well, no, that equals a referendum on white nationalism. That's what we're facing. When Donald Trump says, I'm a nationalist, this is a referendum tomorrow on white nationalism. It's a referendum on America's original sin. And it's a referendum. And what does the Bible say? You know all this. It calls the devil the tempter, calls him a slanderer, an accuser, and the father of lies. Do those tactics sound familiar? We've got a political strategy of fear and hatred and lies and violence. And that's where he would take this nation. This is about more than the political issues you and I care about. This is really about the soul of the nation. Abraham Lincoln said clearly, leaders should appeal to our better angels. Donald Trump is appealing to our worst demons, and they're right below the surface.
Well put. Reverend Jim Wallis, always a pleasure. I appreciate it.
Good to see you, man. Always a blessing to see you.
All right. Eugene, I want to go start with you. Your thoughts about what Reverend Wallis just said, that, look, this is appeal to white nationalism, what Donald Trump is actually doing. All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment. You heard me talk about our friends at Transatlantic Real Estate who created a unique investment opportunity that you have to let sink in for a second, and that is legal marijuana and crowdfunding. Right now, the legal marijuana movement continues, of course, and is also on the ballot in several states. Now, but folks have to understand when it comes to the issue of investing in that, this is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And so that means that, of course, folks will be getting involved in that. And why not people of color? Typically, it takes millions, if not billions, to invest in the legal marijuana industry, and it can be pretty risky getting started. However, Transatlantic Real Estate is different. What they do is they buy the land that supports marijuana growing operations and lease it to licensed, high-paying tenants. Now, again, what that means being a landlord to a licensed marijuana farm. Now, in this booming industry, of course, you would rather be an owner than somebody who is renting. You can get started for as little as $300 up to $10,000. The best part, they're using crowdfunding to make it easy to get in before they take the company public. So, the key is this here. I want you to go to marijuanastock.org. That's marijuanastock.org to get more information. Now back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video. Eugene.
Yeah, I agree, and I agree 100% with you. I mean, the way he talks about, and he's been speaking about Abrams and Gillum, the way he has spoken about Barack Obama, being one of the chief and original birthers. The way he's spoken about, members of the Congressional Black Caucus, the way he's spoken about black athletes, the way he's spoken about, Hispanics and, folks that are undocumented immigrants. I mean, he has his entire shtick for the last 4 or so years. It's been white nationalism. It's been nothing white nationalism cutting through and through. So I agree 100% there.
Avis?
Absolutely. I mean, he said it himself. I'm a nationalist. And you don't need to go very far to fill in the blank. We know exactly what he's talking about, right? And really, if you look at these latest ads, for example, that he came out with, having this sort of Willie Horton style ad where you have this sort of Hispanic boogeyman who he wants to somehow extrapolate that that he is like all of these thousands of people that are, by the way, hundreds of miles away that are coming to try to seek asylum in this country. So he continues to sort of fan the flames of racism, fan the flames of hate, not only because he has gets a political advantage out of doing that, I believe, and he believes that he will, but also, quite frankly, because that is exactly who he is.
I'm going to go, Roland.
Looks like I lost Avis there.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I lost Avis there. Okay, Michael, go ahead.
Well, it's very profound what she said. If you missed it, you can listen later when you listen to the rebroadcast.
No. I heard most of it.
Oh, okay.
It dropped out the tail end, but go ahead.
I have nothing really to add what Eugene and Avis just said. I want to go back to the other segment, Roland. And what concerns me about the religious right is they talk about, well, we're going to swallow and hold our noses about some of the things related to this president. I'm sorry, number 45. You know, I like to call him president. Number 45. But they make this decision about, because he's going to appoint good federal judges. What, Mike Pence would do that? And frankly, Mike Pence may be even further right and closer to the religious right than this president is. So I don't necessarily buy that. So which means they actually believe what he tweets. They believe what he says. And they're using the whole policy issue to hide behind it, because not sure whether Mike Pence would say the same things or tweet the same things or not. But you would get the same federal judges. So I don't buy kind of their little theory on why they hold their nose to deal with this president.
Good point.
Sorry, 45.
Absolutely true.